Hello student, welcome to online physics lecture 12th science chapter number 10 magnetic fields due to electric current part 3. You know that the last lecture we will discuss about the part for Biot-Savart's law, and in that case we can derive the formula for the magnetic field which can produces due to of the current flowing through a small element dl, and know that the formula for magnetic field is dB equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square. And after that we study about the case, that is the current in straight line of a long wire by using the Biot-Savart's law. Okay, and in that case we found that the formula for magnetic induction B equal to mu 0 I upon mu naught I upon 4 pi r. Then the next point is force of attraction between two long parallel wires. Okay, so let us see the figure. So in this figure there are the two long wires. This is a long wire 1, this is long wire 2. Okay, so these are the two long wires, and these two long wires are separated by a distance d. Let I1 current flowing through the first wire and I2 is current flowing through the second wire. So we know that while the current can flowing through the first wire, this wire can produce a magnetic field in its surrounding space. Okay, and the magnetic field at the second wire due to the current I1 flow in the first wire. Okay, and the formula for magnetic field, it can be write as B equal to mu naught I1 upon 2 pi d. So I1, that is the current flowing through the first wire, d, that is the distance between the two parallel wires. Okay, so this is the magnetic field B, which can be act on a second wire due to of current flow in the first wire. Okay, and know that according to the right hand rule, the direction of this field is into the plane of the paper. Then when we can apply the Lorentz force law. So according to the Lorentz force law, the force which is acting on a second wire because of current I2 flow in the second wire and the magnetic field B which can be acting on it. With that, what is the formula for the force? So we know that force is equal to I L B. Okay, so in that case we can write the formula for force which is acting on a second wire, and its formula is F is equal to I2, B means that is the value mu naught I1 upon 2 pi d integration of dl. Okay, so I2, that is the current flowing through the second wire, B, that is the magnetic field which is acting on a second wire, that is the integration of dl. Dl means we can take this long wire is divided in the form of small element, and each element having the length is dl. So well, we can take its integration, so we will get the total length of long wire. Okay, and the direction of this force is towards wire 1, that means it will be attractive force. So according to the right hand rule, so we say that this is the direction of current, the magnetic field which is acting suppose in a inside the plane of the paper, and this is the direction of force according to the right hand rule. Okay, so direction of force is towards the wire 1. Okay, so for infinitely long wires, this force will be infinite. Okay, so the wire which is to be infinitely long, then the force which also to be infinite. Then divide by length on both the side. So we can divide by length, that is force per unit length. Suppose this is denoted by F dash. Okay, so the force per unit length of the wire will be F dash, that is the force per unit length. Then this length and divided by length is get cancelled, so remaining is mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi d. Okay, so that is the formula for force per unit length of the wire. Okay, and we say that this force is also denoted by F21. Okay, means that is the force which can be exerted on a second wire due to of the current flow in the first wire. Okay, then next is, while we considered if the currents I1 I2 are anti-parallel, the force will be repulsive. Okay, means in that case, if the current flowing through the wire are in the same direction, so know that there is the attractive force, and if the current I1 I2 are in anti-parallel, means they are in opposite direction, then the force will be repulsive. So let us consider a section of length L of the wire 2. The force on this section due to the current in first wire, so we know that the force F is equal to I2BL. Okay, so F is equal to mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi d into L, and that is denoted by F21. Okay, so that is the force acting on a second wire and due to of the current flow in the first wire. Okay, so while we consider about F21 is equal to minus F12. Okay, so what is the F12? That is the force acting on a first wire due to of the current flow in the second wire. Okay, while we say that these forces are always the attractive force if the currents flow are in the same direction. In that case, we found that the force both F21 and F12 are in opposite direction. Okay, so in that case, we found that F21 is equal to minus F12, and the force of attraction per unit length is then right in the form of F by L. Okay, so what is the formula for F by L? So formula for F by L is equal to mu naught upon 2 pi I1 I2 upon d. Okay, so in that case we found that this is the formula for force per unit length. Okay, and that is the formula for force of attraction between the two long parallel wires. Okay, so in magnitude actually we found that the formula for force per unit length, that is in the form of force of attraction repulsion, the formula is same. Okay, so in that case only difference is that if the current flow in the two long parallel wires, that is in the same direction, so there is the force of attraction, and if the current flow in opposite direction, so there is the force of repulsion. Okay, so that is only the explanation for the force of attraction between the two long parallel wires. Then let us see the next point. The magnetic field produced by a current in a circular arc of a wire. Okay, so in that case we can determine the magnetic field. It can be produced by a current in a arc of the wire. So we know that while the current can flowing through the wire, it produces the magnetic field in surrounding space, and in that case we can again obtain an expression for magnetic field which is produced by a current in a arc of the wire. Okay, so in that case we can take this is the arc AB, and the current I, it can be flowing through the arc AB. Okay, then this arc AB can subtended an angle theta at the center of the circle of which the arc is a part. Okay, so in that case this is the angle theta which can be subtended by the arc AB. Okay, and R, that is the radius. Okay, so when the current can flowing through the arc AB, so it produces the magnetic field in surrounding space, and we can take the magnetic field produced at point O, that is the center of that circle. So according to the Biot-Savart's law, the magnetic field which is produces at point O due to of the current flowing through a small element dl. Okay, actually that is the arc of the wire AB, but we say that this arc is divided in the form of small element, and each element having the length is dl. So we can take this is the small element having the length is dl, and due to of that dl, when the current I can be flowing through it, so it produces the magnetic field in surrounding space, and we can take the magnetic field at point O due to of the small element having length dl when the current I flowing through it. What is the formula for magnetic induction produces at point O according to the Biot-Savart's law? So that its formula is vector dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl vector cross r vector divided by r cube. Okay, so that is the formula according to the Biot-Savart's law. Okay, so this is a magnetic field produces at point O due to of the small element having the length dl when the current I flowing through it. Okay, then dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I. What is dl cross r? So that is right in the form of dl r sine theta. Okay, what is theta? So theta, that is the angle between length dl and r. Know that that angle is in the form of 90. Okay, so you can substitute theta is equal to 90, so sine 90 is equal to 1. Okay, so r and cube get cancelled, so the remaining only r square. So what is the dB? So we'll get dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl upon r square. Okay, so that is the magnetic induction which can be produces at point O due to of the small element having the length dl when the current I flowing through it. Okay, so it can use the for magnetic induction in the form of magnitude. Okay, and the direction of this field is given by right hand rule. Okay, so we know that while we consider about according to the right hand rule, the thumb can shows the direction of current and the curled finger indicates the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so due to of that reason, the direction of each of dB is into the plane of the paper. Then let us find out the total field at point O. Okay, so in that case we can find out the magnetic field due to of an arc of the wire. So this is the magnetic field which is produces due to of the small element having the length is dl. Okay, but actually we can find out the magnetic field produces by a current due to of the arc of the wire. So we can find out the total magnetic field B. Okay, so while we consider about the total field, is magnetic field at point O is the B is equal to integration of dB. Okay, so these are the dB produces due to of the small element length dl. When we can add all the lengths, so we'll get the dB, and that is the integration of dB, then we'll get the total magnetic field. Okay, so we can substitute value for dB in that equation. So mu naught upon 4 pi I, that is constant taken from integration. So integration we can take the arc from A to B dl upon r square. Okay, then after that the next step is mu naught upon 4 pi I integration, it can be taken from 0 to theta. Okay, then dl it can be replaced by r into d theta. Okay, so actually that is taken in the form of formula for d theta. So what is the d theta is equal to arc upon radius. Okay, so arc that is in the form of length dl for small element and radius is r. Okay, so dl is equal to r into d theta. Okay, so that is the formula for angular displacement theta. So let us substitute dl is equal to r d theta upon r square. So r square get cancelled. Okay, then we can write the next term is mu naught upon 4 pi I upon r and integration of d theta, that is in the form of theta, where theta the angle measured in radian. Okay, so that is the formula for magnetic field which is produced by a current in a circular arc of a wire. Then while we consider about the magnetic field at the center of full circle of wire carrying current I. Okay, so this is the formula for arc AB. Okay, but we can find out the magnetic field which is at the center, but due to of the full circle of wire. Okay, so if we can consider the full circle of wire, so we can write for a full circular wire carrying current I, the magnetic field at the center of circle using that equation, means by using that equation we can write mu naught upon 4 pi I upon r, and the theta is equal to 2 pi, because of that for a full circle, so what is the angular distance theta, so its value is 2 pi. Okay, so we can substitute theta is equal to 2 pi. Okay, so 2 to divide pi get cancelled, so remaining is b equal to mu naught I upon 2r. Okay, so that is the formula for magnetic field at the center of full circle of a wire carrying a current I. Then the next point is, that is axial magnetic field produced by a current in a circular loop. Okay, so in that case, that is a circular loop of the wire in which the current I can be flowing through it. Okay, so you know that according to the again Oersted, the current can flow through the wire, it produces the magnetic field in surrounding space. In that case, we can determine the magnetic field on the axis. Okay, so that is considered the form of axis of a circular current loop of wire. Okay, so in which we can assume that the current I can flow through the wire in the form of steel wire. And while we see about that figure, so figure shows that a circular loop of wire, it can carrying the current is I. The loop, it can be divided in the form of xy plane, so this is the x and this is the y. Okay, so the loop is in the form of xy plane with its center is O. Then the r, that is the radius of the loop which can be carrying the current is I. Okay, in that case we can calculate the magnetic field which can be produces at point P on the z axis. Okay, so this is the z axis, and on the z axis we can take the point P, and at point P we can calculate the magnetic field, and this point P is situated at a distance r from a element dl. Okay, so this wire is again divided in the form of small element, and each element having the length is dl. Okay, so in that case we can find out the magnetic field at point P. Okay, and this point P is situated at a distance r from the length of the element having the length is dl. Then according to the Biot-Savart's law, you know that the magnitude of magnetic field dB which is produces at point P due to of the current I flowing through the length of element dl, and with that what is the formula for magnetic field, so that is formula is dB equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl vector cross vector r divided by r cube. Then in that case, while we see about small r square equal to r square plus z square, so the distance OP z, the distance that is in the form of r, and that is the small r distance. Okay, so we can write r square is equal to r square plus z square. Then any element dl will always be perpendicular to the vector r from the element to the point P. Okay, so while we consider about any element dl which is always perpendicular to the vector r from the element to the point P. The element dl is in the xy plane, while the vector r is in the yz plane. Okay, so vector r, it is in the form of yz plane, and the dl, it is in the form of xy plane. Okay, so hence vector dl cross r, it can be written in the form of dl dot r. Okay, so dl cross r, write in the form of dl dot r. Okay, so therefore db is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl dot r divided by r cube. So r cube get cancelled, so the remaining is db equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl upon r square. So let us substitute the small r square, that is r square plus z square. So the next step is db equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl upon r square, means z square plus r square. Okay, and the direction of db is perpendicular to the plane. It can be formed by dl cross r. Okay, dl cross r, and we say that this is the direction of db. Okay, and this db is perpendicular to the plane which is formed by dl cross r. Okay, and its z component is dbz. Okay, so while we consider about its component, so db is reason for two components, that is in the form of vertical and horizontal component. Okay, so in that case dbz, that is the component, it is in the form of z axis. Okay, so that in the form of z axis, that is the component. Okay, and while we consider about these components db perpendicular, okay, so we say about these components, in that case while we consider about all over, we say that its value is considered as 0. Okay, so db which is considered in all directions. Okay, so these are all directions, their resultant is considered as 0, means they are equal magnitude but opposite in direction, so their resultant is considered as 0. Okay, so this component db perpendicular component, that is always to be neglected. Okay, or they are to be cancelled out. Okay, so in that case we say that there is only the z components, means these components are only remaining, they are in the same direction, they are to be added, so these components are to be remaining and d perpendicular components are to be cancelled out. Okay, so the net contribution along the z axis. Okay, while we consider about along the z axis, so there is the net contribution along that z axis. Okay, and this obtained by integrating. So while we consider about the component, that is in the form of dbz, so we can write dbz equal to db cos theta. Okay, so it can be write in the form of dbz, that is in the form of the net contribution along the z axis is obtained by integrating dbz is equal to db cos theta. Okay, so that can be in the form of, suppose this is db sin theta, that is db cos theta. Okay, so this component along the z axis, that is in the form of db cos theta over the entire loop. Then from figure we can write cos theta. Okay, so this is the angle theta, so while we say about cos theta, so cos theta equal to capital R upon small r. Okay, so we can substitute small r equal to under root of z square plus r square. Okay, so cos theta equal to capital R upon under root of z square plus r square. Okay, so while we can find out the total magnetic field for the z axis, that in the form of bz. Okay, so bz, because the point P, that is along the z axis. Okay, so that is the magnetic field, total magnetic field which is produced at point P, that is along the z axis, and it can be denoted by bz. Okay, so bz is equal to integration of dbz. Okay, so dbz, that is the magnetic field which is produced due to of the all the element, they can having the length is dl, and when we can add all the length of the element, so we can get a circular loop. Okay, so we can add that all magnetic fields db z which can be produced due to of the element. Okay, so what is the total magnetic field? Bz is equal to integration of dbz, so we can substitute the value for dbz in that equation, so that is db into cos theta. So what is the db? So that db equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I integration of dl upon r square, that is z square plus r square, and remaining is cos theta. Okay, then after that substitute for cos theta in that equation. So after solving we get Bz equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I integration of r dl, okay, and divided by z square plus r square into under root of z square plus r square. Okay, so after solving we'll get its power is 3 by 2. Okay, so we get this term, then mu naught upon 4 pi I r divided by z square plus r square raised to 3 by 2. And while we consider about the length dl, that is the integration of dl, so dl that is the length of the element, and when we can take its integration, so we'll get the total length for the loop of wire. Okay, and while we consider about for a total length of the loop of the wire, so that is the circumference of circle, that in the form of 2 pi r. Okay, so integration of dl is replaced by 2 pi r. Okay, so after solving we'll get Bz equal to mu naught upon 2, because pi get cancelled, the 2 is remaining, so mu naught upon 2 I into r square divided by z square plus r square raised to 3 by 2. Okay, so this is the magnitude of magnetic field due to current I in the loop of radius r on a point at P on the z axis of the loop. Okay, so that is the expression for axial magnetic field produced by a current in a circular loop. Okay, then the next point is magnetic lines for a current loop. Okay, so we know that while we discuss about the part, if we can take a loop in the form of circular loop, the current I can flowing through it, and due to the current it produces the magnetic field in surrounding space. Okay, and this magnetic field which can be shown in the form of magnetic lines of force. Okay, so in that case we can see about the magnetic lines for a current loop. So we know that when we discuss about the part for magnetic field which can be produces at point P, that is point P on the axis, and what is the formula for Bz? So know that its formula is Bz equal to mu naught I r square upon 2 into bracket z square plus r square raised to 3 by 2. Okay, so that is the formula for magnetic field along an axial point, and the point is P. Okay, then we know that if we can consider the magnetic field at the center of loop. Okay, so that is consider the point is along the axial point, but suppose we assume that the point P is exactly at the center. Okay, so when the point P is exactly at the center, so know that at that time we can substitute z is equal to 0. Okay, if z is equal to 0, what is the term to be remaining? So 2 to get cancelled, so there is remaining is B naught. Okay, why B naught? Because we can take magnetic induction at the center. Suppose that in the form of B naught equal to mu 0 I r square upon 2 into r cube. So r square cube get cancelled. So what is the term remaining? So B naught is equal to mu naught I upon 2r. And if the coil having a n number of turns, so at that time we can write this formula is B naught, or B is equal to mu naught n I upon 2r. Okay, so in that case we say that the magnetic lines, field lines, form a circular loop. Okay, then after that when we see about the next, that is the circular loop carrying a current as a magnetic dipole. Okay, means if we can take a circular loop, we can carrying the current I. Okay, in that case it produces a magnetic field in surrounding space, and in that case we found that this circular loop of wire carrying current, it can be act as a magnetic dipole. Okay, so the behavior of the magnetic field due to a circular current loop at large distances is very similar to that due to electric field of an electric dipole. Okay, so in that case we say that the magnetic field which can be produced due to the circular current loop at a large distance, and we found that it can be exactly similar to the electric field which can produces due to the electric dipole. So that from this above equation, so what is the formula for Bz at a large distance z from the loop along its axis? So that its formula is Bz is equal to mu naught I r square upon 2 into bracket z square plus r square is to 3 by 2. Okay, so in that case the distance z is very large as compared to r, so we say that the z is very greater than that of the distance r. So in case the distance z square is very greater than the r square, so in comparison the r square to be smaller, so we can neglect that term r square, so we can neglect that term r square. So what is the term remaining? Bz equal to mu naught I r square divided by 2 z cube. Okay, so the 2 get cancelled, so remaining is only z cube. We can neglect the term r square. Okay, then while we consider about the area of the loop, you know that the area of loop, what is the area of the loop? That is pi r square. Okay, so in that equation we can multiply divided by 2 pi, multiply divided by pi. Okay, so pi r square, that is a, so the term remaining to the numerator is mu naught I into a, because that is multiplied by pi, numerator and denominator. So in denominator remaining is 2 pi z cube. Okay, so we get Bz is equal to mu naught I a upon 2 pi z cube if the z is very greater than that r. Okay, so in that case we can see about that formula. Then after that, while we consider about the magnetic moment m of a circular loop is defined as vector m is equal to r into vector a, where vector a is a vector of magnitude a and the direction perpendicular to a. Okay, so in that case, while we consider about the equation, before that equation, that in the form of Bz equal to mu naught Ia upon 2 pi z cube. Okay, so in that case we can substitute Ia by the magnetic dipole, that in the form of m. Okay, so we can substitute m is replaced by Ia. Clear that? Okay, so in that case we say that the magnetic moment vector m of a circular loop is defined as vector m equal to I into vector a, that in the form of magnitude, that is m equal to Ia, suppose. Okay, so we can substitute that value in that equation. So what is the Bz? So we know that Bz equal to mu naught upon 2 pi m upon z cube. Okay, we will say that the Bz and m are in the same direction and they are perpendicular to the plane of the loop. Okay, so they are perpendicular to the plane of the loop. Okay, so while we consider about in the form of vector sign, so in the form of vector sign, vector Bz equal to mu naught upon 4 pi. Okay, so we can multiply divided by 2, in numerator multiply by 2, denominator multiply by 2, so 2 get 4 pi. Clear that? Okay, so vector Bz equal to mu naught upon 4 pi to vector m upon z cube. Okay, so that is the formula for magnetic induction. Okay, while we consider about, it is considered for electrostatic. So while we consider for electrostatic, we can write the formula is vector E is equal to 2p divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 z cube. Okay, so in that case m, that is the magnetic dipole in the part for the consider about the electrostatics. So in that case the p, that is the electric dipole. Okay, so we can replace m by p only. Okay, so this m by replaced by p, the Bz it can be replaced by vector E, that is the electric field. Okay, and in that case mu naught upon 4 pi, that is for a magnetic field, and while we consider for a electric field, its formula is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. Okay, so in that case we say that for electrostatic we can write the formula is 2 vector p divided by 4 pi epsilon on naught z cube. Okay, so this is the electric field at an axial point of electric dipole. Okay, so there is the similarity between magnetic dipole and electric dipole, or magnetic field and electric field. Okay, so thank you for watching this lecture.